it came to the US. But that's the kind of thing that Sony produces in Japan as their first party game.
They should totally bring
then
that
we get
over
the
here.
we get the best stuff like Ico and Shadow of the Colossus and the American first parties or second parties like Insomniac. So yeah, Sony still does its kind of like weird creating stuff, see what sticks on the wall kind of things. So I don't know that they've changed that much. It's just the proportion of good games that come out versus completely unplayable weird games is much higher.
Well, at
than
least
it
somebody's
used to
still doing that.
No, I think Sony is secretly one of the more creative first-party developers.
We just
It's
don't see
that
a lot of it.
Their creativity doesn't always translate into good gameplay, unlike Nintendo, which is usually, they do weird stuff, but that usually works out pretty well
They also
too,
have
like
a
Animal
very
Crossing.
they have a very solid kind of lineup of what they're going to be releasing and good formulas that stand behind
My
it.
impression of Nintendo is that they're not afraid if a game project doesn't work out very well. They're not afraid to just kill it and bury it and let it die. Whereas I think Sony, even if it turns out to be crap, they're like, we'll let the marketplace decide if this is worth it or not. I would say PlayStation was the last important game system. Has there been a game system that important since?
Well, I don't know. It depends on how you're measuring importance.
I'm measuring
the
importance.
PS2 sold the thing, didn't it?
Not just in terms of sales.
Well,
Sales are one thing, but I'm talking about like changing the actual landscape of the games industry.
That's pretty nebulous.
well, I think
Well, that's why you argue about it. Do you think?
So if we just firmly define things, it'll be boring.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
I think we're on the precipice of like a lot of stuff about to happen. Obviously, with all the launches coming up, and
Maybe, but do you think PlayStation 3 is really going to?
not PlayStation 3. That's not what I'm thinking of.
Do you think Wii is going to change?
It
things?
might.
Why do you think?
I'm not that. Well, I don't want to be too optimistic about it because I think it has a lot of things that aren't. People expect certain standards of what next gen is for them and what they are looking for, and I think it's going to let people down on some of those fronts, like graphically not supporting HD and stuff like that. But I don't think PS3. We were at Gamers Day, Sony's Gamers Day, and they said, we're going to build it up with so much technology that 10 years from now, it's going to be amazing, and you're still going to love it, and the system longevity and all this stuff. And for all intents and purposes, I don't see that much of a difference so far. I mean, yes, it's beautiful, without a doubt, beautiful. But is it reinventing the wheel? No.
But that
I
technology,
think
that
we're
emphasis
actually
on technology has always worked for Sony. PlayStation was a beast. I mean, obviously the N64 was technically more powerful, but I think PlayStation at the time of its launch was far and away better than anything that even competed with it. PlayStation 2 was a huge leap. Plus, it had the add-on technology of DVD support.
So you think like incorporating Blu-ray into their systems, and how about